jímà ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ bá ti wá láǹfààní àti rímọ̀ ló ń bí ẹ̀kẹ́ mọ̀ wípé ọ̀tún àtòsí má bàa kọjá náà náà níbi náà ní àǹfààní àti máa sọ gbogbo ṣe lọ. We also have the honor of welcoming the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Senator
Hey, madame. Hello, hey. Hello, wait, let me see that.
This flag today now we should the National Office of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in collaboration of the commissioning of the Ojota-Opebi administrative complex at Ojota-Opebi local government area. On this day, Wednesday, the 8th day of April 2026, to the glory of God, and for the benefit of mankind, during the administration of Mr. Babajide Olusola, Governor of Lagos State. Congratulations to all.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. On that note, I'll push it along. Competent, able Senate President returns to take the center stage again to inaugurate a set of projects at the center of excellence. It is all in the spirit. All these are in the spirit of the Renew Hope agenda, that strong mantra that has been driving bold reforms and actions that have rescued our economy from the brink and put Nigeria among the committee of serious nations where opportunities now abound. This gathering is historic, no doubt. Speaks volume about the commitment to upholding the sanctity of electoral promises by our great party, the All Progressive Congress. While seeking Lagosian support for our mandate, we pledge to embark on a journey to a greater Lagos, which includes a firm commitment to overhauling our infrastructure. Over 6.5 years later, it is as clear as the day that a great Lagos is rising as we continue to follow the blueprint that Mr. President drew up for us when he was in the saddle here as the governor of our state. Mr. President, we thank you for your vision. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on this momentous occasion, our President, ably represented by the Senior President, has unveiled the iconic Ojota-Opebi Link Bridge and Road. It is a 5.4 kilometer span comprising 2.9 kilometers of bridge and 2.06 kilometers of road that links Opebi and Mende to Ojota and the Ikorodu. So a journey that ordinarily takes about 45 minutes now takes Lagosians about 4 minutes. It will therefore decongest traffic and reduce travel time along that corridor, making commuting a swift experience. Also unveiled is the Lagos State EGRS office, Alausa here in Ikeja. This is where everything that sits on land and water in our dear state is mapped and digitized. Our Senior President, sir, at the time we were doing the flying, the camera can actually pick a coin, can recognize a coin on the land. So now, with this digital mapping, we know everything in Lagos. We know the depth of our water. We know where all the properties are. We know everything. So it will enhance our smart city initiative, helping with security, law, and order. Where we are currently seated is the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Administrative Complex, also in Alausa Ikeja. The quality of these projects mirror our absolute focus on improving infrastructure, not just as an end in itself, but as a means to an end, a better living condition for our citizens. It is therefore my honor and privilege to welcome Mr. President and all of us to this commissioning of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Administrative Complex in Alausa Ikeja, a landmark project designed to strengthen the efficiency and effectiveness of our public service. Sir, welcome the President back to Alausa. This is where the honor was built, molded, and now situated in Abuja. To God be the glory.
The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my father and our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, here ably represented by my senior brother, a man that I have tremendous respect for, who sits today as the head of the National Assembly, but also as the President of the Senate and Chairman, National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, uncommon Senator, most distinguished Senator Dr. Godswill Ojota-Opebi, GCON. Thank you very much, sir. The chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and administration in Lagos State has just a little over 400 days left meaning we count our days. This administration have precisely 416 days to hand over in May 29, 2027. Out of our 2,922 days that we have been serving the people of Lagos, we have worked, we have toiled for this state. We leave it better than we met it. And we've done so by looking up the excellent model and legacy of a leader who discharged a similar responsibility long before us as the 12th governor of the state. A standard that you have set that is still standing here today. Indeed, Mr. President, your presence here today is in itself a gift, a testament that the leader who once walked those corridors as a governor, who laid the foundation and infrastructure of modern Lagos, now the ones that we are building on, have returned. This is a mark of a man whose work is never finished because his vision is never small. From the early days of your administration as governor, you understood something that many had not yet grasped, that governance, as it most effectively, is an act of building, an act of ensuring that institutions outlive us, and an act of ensuring that systems are created on conditions which people can build and develop themselves upon. When others saw a sprawling, chaotic megacity, you saw the potential. When others counted problems, you counted possibilities. When Lagos you left behind was structurally different from a Lagos that you inherited. And it is that transformed Lagos that we, your successor, have continued to build upon. It is therefore always with a great sense of pride that we host you, Your Excellency, at this project commissioning. For us, it's a chance for us to practically demonstrate how your leadership and legacy has continued to shape us at present and continue to shape Lagos, which is the future of Africa and Africa's most consequential megacity. Today is one of such presidential commissioning and a moment that we will cherish for a long time, for many reasons, one of which has to do with what projects are being commissioned here today. We believe that this project will change life, will impact the meaningful economy of our state, and it will change the narrative positively for every Lagosian. We have presented today 3 distinct projects: the Ojota-Opebi link bridge, which we've just driven through. It has addressed mobility, and it also ensured and improved the quality of life. Like Mr. Deputy Governor said, journeys that will have taken 40-45 minutes now will take less than 10 minutes. In fact, 4-5 minutes, and people can interconnect. This is real economy. This is real dividend of democracy that we're passing on to our people. The Lagos State Geographical Information System, largest building, which you have also just seen, addresses very difficult urban planning and management issues in our state. The Lagos State multi-agency, which we currently have, which we currently have, is meant to be for public service. And I think the head of service and the former head of service have also attested to that. But let me start with a new bridge, the Opebi Link Bridge, which is a 5.2 kilometer transport corridor, comprises of a 2.0 kilometer road and 2.8 kilometer bridge decompile with 176 meters of adjoining roads, which adorns from Ikeja, Maryland, into the Ojota corridor, has been one of the busiest routes in our state. It's relied on by tens of thousands of Lagosians on a daily basis. Every bottleneck along this corridor naturally translates into congestion that is felt within the life and the businesses of many Lagosians. People have lost time, it has reduced productivity, and we say that under our watch, we need to stop this. Now we have a brand new bridge that will provide a new and a direct connection between Opebi Allen straight onto Ikorodu Road through the Odoyalaro and the Mende corridor, which will create a positive alternative. It will reduce the pressure on the existing corridor, such as the Mobolaji Bankani Way, the Kudirat Abiola Road, and the General Maryland axis. The objective is straightforward: to improve the efficiency of traffic management with noticeable impact even beyond the immediate environment. It is expected that this will invariably improve the quality of life for all Lagosians. It will reduce the stress that we all go through. It will create greater productivity, and more time will be spent at home resting with our loved ones instead of being on the road. Let me also take a moment to acknowledge the level of engineering that has gone into delivering this project. This was not a straightforward build. The terrain that was very swampy and was prone to flooding, which meant that conventional methods would not suffice. What you see, therefore, is the result of careful planning and application of advanced solutions. We want to thank Messrs. Julius Berger for keeping to time, for keeping to budget, and for once again delivering high-quality road infrastructure. We have equally been intentional about inclusivity, about sustainability, and are providing walkway, bicycle lane, solar-powered street lighting, and embedded service ducts. In essence, we have built not just today's needs, but we've also set clear eyes on the ever-expanding demands of the future. Also, as part of the project, we have integrated comprehensive stormwater management system to address the long-standing challenge of flooding along the Odo-Yalaro corridor, thereby strengthening our environmental resilience. The second project, which is the Lagos State Geographical Information Systems Building, known internally as a symbolic proud horse. Historically, the horse was the original instrument of land administration, a companion of explorers and royal cartographers who traversed vast landscapes, who measured territories, and who documented boundaries. The largest building represents the evolution of this new legacy, from horseback exploration to advanced digital geographical systems. What this building delivers is most fundamental, is the elimination of legacy paperwork that people usually have bottlenecks in land administration. It will strengthen property administration. It will unlock previously underutilized capital that we have, and it will direct material improvement on our ease of doing business, which we're currently #1, which we want to also further continue to ensure that we stay there. And it is a critical component of building a well-ordered, investment-friendly environment. I'm a surveyor by training. I know what a geographical information system means, and that building is next to none. Once the information starts there, Lagos will go on a level that it will become irreversible. Documents will be processed at the shortest possible time, and we'll be able to advance technology at the highest level.
You should be very proud that he is not present today, but he will be present tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next days to come. So your joy should be that that prediction came true, and you are alive to see it come true. May God keep you to see other young ones come to fruition in their ambitions in Jesus' name. So, and you wonder, why did the Senate President come to represent the President in Lagos? It's because the Senate President himself is a Lagosian. I live right behind Bodilon, and I've been there for the past 30 years. I worked on what do you call it? This street that Zenith Bank has almost finished. Ojota-Opebi Adogun. I worked at Ojota-Opebi Adogun as managing director of one of the telecom companies. I practiced law in Lagos from the day I became a young lawyer, even from the days of my UCOM. I was at Lion Building. I know Opebi. I knew Allen. I knew the Schwam. I am in a position to testify to the transformation of Lagos.
So the president told me, and why is he a president? He's not a president of the military. He's a civilian president of democracy that he has fought for all through his life. And who represents that democracy? The Senate President and Chairman of National Assembly. Because it's only the Parliament. In Lagos, it is the Speaker and members that represent democracy. In every regime, you have the judiciary, and you also have the executive. But the moment you have the National Assembly or the State House of Assembly, it means you have a democracy. So when democratic dividends of this nature, brought forward by Governor Sanwo-Olu, birth in any part of this country, who is in the best position to represent the President of Nigeria? It is the Senate President. So I think you should be happy. You should be happy. The message is resonating around Nigeria now, because every senatorial district, every federal constituency is watching me and listening to me that yes, indeed, Lagos is working. Lagos is moving. Lagos is going forward. Lagos is setting example, and Lagos is getting there. And Nigerians need to emulate Lagos. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not just a visionary. He's not just a man on a mission. He's a man that is out to fulfill his purpose on earth for this country, and he's doing so. We are very proud of him in the National Assembly. We are 1,000% behind him and his vision. And we will make sure that your son returns a hero after he has delivered the dividends of democracy to Nigeria. And maybe as I stand here, I can just mention to you that right now somebody is also representing me. At Aseka in Morocco, I'm expected to deliver a speech today, this night, before the Crown Prince of Morocco and the King in a major parliamentary event. But when Mr. President called me and gave me executive order and said, you must report in Lagos today to come and see the wonders that the administration in Lagos is doing and represent me, I had to cancel that engagement. And I came here. So I sent Senator Zam, Title Zam. So he's going to deliver my speech tonight in Rabat, in Morocco. That's why I'm here. That is the presidency, and that is the president. That is your son. You must be proud of him. Having said that, I must say that I'm very delighted to see the wonders here. And please, Governor Sanwo-Olu, permit me to also say that I was with him a few days ago in Ogun State. You were there. You also saw the, I don't know what to call it, the wonders from the airport to the cargo terminal and the Gako planes. And luckily, Governor Zulum was there. I think the chairman of Governors Forum was also there. You mentioned some of the things that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been doing. He came, you wanted him to represent Lagos, this is Lagos Central. He chose to represent Alausa. Am I right? Lagos West, but he chose to represent Lagos West instead of Lagos Island. He brought about the idea of linking all these bridges and these roads and making life easy for the people of Lagos, reducing time, saving money. And then successive administrations after him have followed up on his vision. And Lagos is what it is today. Probably one of the largest economic cities in Africa. You should be proud of him. We are proud of him. We are very proud of him. And you should also know that he didn't just choose anybody. He chose a Senate president that had once been a governor 20 years ago and brought about uncommon transformation. The terrain of Lagos is like the terrain of the Niger Delta. These bridges we are seeing were all swampy, just like what we have in Niger Delta.